Hi guys, welcome to Neat Video Tutorials. This time, it's going to be a series of videos explaining the workflow of dealing with footage that has already been pre-denoised by the firmware of your camera. To make sure it is as useful as possible, I have included below a link to the clip we will be using for these videos, so you can follow me every step of the way. Let's get started. Here, I've got a premiere sequence with a single clip. The clip comes from GoPro, which has a built-in denoiser. Yet, the clip still has some noise, even after that built-in denoiser. You can also see that it shows some local flicker. And if we increase zoom level, let's say to 400%, you'll see this funny movement of details. It sort of looks like there's some hot air between the camera and the objects. We'll call this effect jitter of details. It is not in fact caused by hot air. It is caused by aggressive compression applied in the camera. And now we want to use Neat Video to help us with all three issues. So, what should we do? First, find Neat Video in the Effects panel. Go to Video Effects, Neat Video, and drop Reduce Noise version 5 onto the clip. Now, we need to choose a frame for profiling. I'll get zoomed back where it was first. A nice frame should have strong noise, no details, and presence of all the problems you want to combat. In this clip, the scene is static, so pretty much any frame will do. Let's stick with this one. Now, click Prepare, then Build. This has brought us to the Neat Videos window. First thing we need to do is build a noise profile. Click Auto Profile. The program has selected this area. It's uniform and has some noise. Now it's time to do a profile check. Click this button. This mode takes away everything the filter sees as noise. The picture does look plastic, but that's not the way the final result will look like, so there's no need to worry. Here, we just want to check the frame and see whether the filter picked up all the noise. Increase zoom to 200 to 400% and see if there are still some bits of noise left. You can use arrows or hold the spacebar and drag the image for easy navigation. I can see that some noise is left. There's actually lots of noise left in this video. So we need to increase the value of the noise level slider. Well, this is pretty high, but let's check if there's still some noise in different areas. And I can see that there is still some noise around this area. Here on the edge. And this area is also very noisy. So I need to bring the noise level slider even higher, higher. Okay, let's stop here at 95%. Click Finish. Now, let's think about this a bit. Setting the noise level slider to 95% is kind of extreme, and this may indicate that the noise profile is not really accurate to begin with. That is actually the case with this clip, and the reason for that is the following. The original noise produced by the camera has been significantly distorted by the built-in noise reduction of GoPro. It is typical for such built-in noise reduction to make flat areas quite clean, but keep details and edges of objects surrounded by noise. This makes it more difficult for Neat Video to accurately analyze the noise because Auto Profile is looking for samples of noise in flat areas. As a result, it underestimates the noise present in other areas, and to compensate that, we then need to do big manual adjustments, like 95% that we saw earlier. If we had a clip taken by a regular DSLR camera with a disabled built-in noise reduction, for example, like this, we would get a very different result. When we click Auto Profile, Neat Video builds a profile, and if we switch to Profile Check, we can see a very clean picture. There is no or very little noise left here, no matter whether we look at featureless areas or check object edges. So, if you have control over the in-cam noise reduction, we recommend switching it off and doing denoise in post. You can rightly ask, but what can I do if it's too late and I have to deal with pre-denoise video where building a noise profile doesn't give a good result? One possible answer is use generic profile. The generic profile feature was designed for cases where it's literally impossible to find large enough featureless area for profiling or where noise has been heavily transformed by in-cam noise reduction or excessive compression. Let's try to use the generic profile feature. First, create another variant so we can compare results later on. Click this variants button, then plus. At this stage, variant number 2 is the same as number 1. Click Generic Profile. This has brought us back to Profile Check. Same here, we want to find the right generic noise setting. At this stage, I can't see any noise here. This can either mean that we are lucky and we got the correct generic noise setting right away, or the setting is too high. I'll decrease generic noise to find at what level the noise starts showing through. See, the noise is beginning to reappear. Back up a little bit. This looks good. Let's check what else we can see. This area is still a little noisy, so I'll try to increase the setting a little bit. And that's better. What about the rest of the frame? I think it all looks nice. So as you can see, we have been able to achieve good profiling results with generic profile, and this has been easier than using auto profile on such a difficult clip complicated by in-camera noise reduction and codec. Use generic profile in similar situations as an alternative to regular auto profile. At this stage, we should switch to Adjust Preview tab and tune filter settings if necessary. We will go through that in our next video. Hit subscribe button so you don't miss it. If you have any questions about the steps we have covered so far, please leave them in the comments. We will be happy to help. And bye for now.